The WNBA expansion draft brought both excitement and surprise as the league welcomed its newest franchise, the Golden State Valkyries. This expansion draft was a significant moment for the WNBA, signaling the beginning of a new era for the league. With the addition of a new team, the Valkyries selected 11 players from across the league, including notable picks like Kate Martin from the Las Vegas Aces and Temi Fagbinfoyle from the Indiana Fever. These choices are the foundation of the Valkyries roster as they prepare for their inaugural season, aiming to compete fiercely in the 2025 WNBA campaign. However, the event didn't come without its share of highs and lows, and it's important to highlight both the winners and losers from this significant draft. The first clear winner was, of course, the expansion itself. For years, WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert and the league have been working toward expansion, and this draft marked the first time since 2008 that a new team was added to the league. The introduction of the Valkyries has breathed new life into the WNBA, offering fresh talent and new opportunities. Their roster, still in its infancy, gives fans a glimpse into how the team will evolve and what they can expect in the coming seasons. With more expansion teams on the horizon, including the Toronto Tempo and a Portland-based franchise in 2026, the future of the league looks brighter than ever. But there were some missteps as well. The WNBA fell short of providing transparency with the protected player lists. Fans, analysts, and even players were left in the dark, with no clue about which athletes were available for selection. This lack of visibility before the draft created a sense of anticlimax. Without knowing who the Valkyries had the chance to choose from, the excitement of speculation was lost. The decision to withhold the protected lists felt like a missed opportunity to build anticipation and keep the fan base engaged. The National Women's Soccer League, by contrast, shared their protected lists prior to their expansion draft, a move that generated more excitement and discussion. Among the notable winners, Monique Billings' career saw a huge boost. The veteran forward, who had a tumultuous 2024 season after being cut by the Los Angeles Sparks and bouncing between the Dallas Wings and Phoenix Mercury, was selected by the Valkyries. With this pick, she gained a second chance, and there's even a possibility that she could be designated as a core player, which would guarantee her a supermax contract. It's a heartening turn of events for Billings, especially considering her roots in California and her time at UCLA. Unfortunately, not everyone saw their stock rise. Caitlin Clark, the standout player from the Indiana Fever, faced a tough blow when the team left veteran center Temi Fagbinfoyle unprotected. Fagbin-Clark had formed a solid partnership with Clark, particularly in the pick-and-roll game, which helped the Fever surge into the playoffs. Losing Fagbin-Clark, especially after the duo had such strong on-court chemistry, was a setback for Clark, who will now need to adjust to playing without one of her key teammates. This was a surprising move from the Fever, and it raises questions about their decision-making process regarding the veteran player. Meanwhile, the New York Liberty, who had the most to lose in this expansion draft, were also in the spotlight. They lost Kayla Thornton, a veteran forward who had been a crucial part of their title-winning roster. However, with ample depth in the forward position, particularly with players like Leonie Fiebich and the return of Rebecca Gardner, the Liberty were able to absorb the loss without sacrificing too much. In fact, the Liberty might even benefit from freeing up cap space that could be used for other acquisitions. Finally, the Seattle Storm found themselves in an awkward position. Despite being the only team to avoid losing a player in the draft, they were the only franchise not selected from by the Valkyries. This reflected poorly on the Storm's roster, which seems to be in disarray after a turbulent offseason. With star player Jewel Lloyd requesting a trade and key players approaching free agency, the Storm's roster may face significant changes as the winter progresses. The franchise's super team experiment appears to be faltering, and it's unclear where the team will go from here. In all, the expansion draft was a mixed bag for the WNBA. The arrival of the Golden State Valkyries is undoubtedly a positive step for the league, but the draft itself was marred by a lack of transparency and some surprising player moves. As the offseason unfolds, the league will look toward its future, which now seems brighter with new teams and more opportunities for players and franchises alike. Stay subscribed for more videos.